I got arrested a week before graduation. Alright, I'm ready. What is up, y'all? It's Erika and I'm back with another video, and this time I am in my dorm. This video is going to be a story time. The time I went to jail. I don't even know how to start this. Okay, I'm just gonna start it like what led up to this. When I was like 17, driving with my friend and my cousin, but I knew I had the wrong tag, but I was driving anyway because I didn't care. I was just like on some little shit. Like, I was 17. Who cares about stuff like that? First of all, the police got behind me. Yeah, let me just switch lanes. He followed me anyways. He got behind me, then he pulled me over, and I'm like, oh my god, like, what's gonna happen now? This is like okay, I would say like March 2017 is when I got pulled over for the first time for the wrong tag, and I got a ticket. I brushed it off. I was like, I don't have to pay for this ticket. They're gonna forget about it anyway. That's not how life works, okay? What happened? I'm trying to refresh my memory. Okay, so I got the ticket and I just like brushed it off, you know, never paid the ticket. Flash forward to a year later. I go on my senior trip to Los Angeles. You know, it's fun. I was living my best life. This is May, mind you. This is May 2018. I got the ticket March 2017. We go on a trip. It's like 3 days long. So we come back. It was me, my brother, and my cousin. We were like riding in the car. I was just leaving the airport. It was about 3 in the morning. I guess we looked suspicious or whatever. I don't know. I think it was some type of racist shit. We got pulled over. Nothing was wrong with the tag this time. Like, the tag was okay. And we like, oh god, like, mind you, the person who was driving, his license was suspended. I ain't gonna say no names in there, but you know who you is. Because I was tired and my brother ain't have no license, so he's the only person we had to drive. When we get pulled over, we like, okay, we know he going to jail because he ain't got no license. Police come to the car and they like, can I see everybody's identification or whatever? All I had was my driver's license. My brother had an ID, and the person who was driving had a driver's license also, but it was suspended. Okay, so he took our IDs and stuff and went to his car, and he was like, okay, step out of the car. He was talking to the driver, and we like, okay, he going to jail because he been driving with a suspended license. This is like his second time getting pulled over with a suspended license. Yeah, the police started patting him down, checking him. So then another police officer comes to my door, and he like, okay, man, we have to ask you to step out of the vehicle. So I'm like, what? For what? I was like, for what? Like, I'm so confused at this point. I'm like, what am I stepping out of the vehicle for? Because I'm innocent, like, honey. And I was tired, you know, I just came back from California, like, off a plane. Like, I was finna, like, snap. And my brother was like, just calm down, just relax. He was in the front seat, by the way. And I was in the back seat, like, sleep or whatever. I was like, man, I'm just step out of the vehicle. So I was like, okay, whatever, because I ain't do nothing, so whatever. So he like, we have a warrant for your arrest. And I'm like, what? And then it just clicked in my head like, oh my god, I got a ticket a year ago that I never paid for. I never in a million years thought that I would be getting arrested and going to jail. There was a warrant out for my arrest, and I didn't know. I had no idea. I was living my best life. Let me just keep going. I'm getting arrested. And my brother, he in the car, he just waiting. He's like, sir, what you arresting her for? So he's like, you know, he tell him you got a warrant out for my arrest or whatever. So I'm just like in shock right now. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say because I'm getting arrested. What do you do? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not finna like turn up on the police because they're gonna kill me. And they start checking me. They put the handcuffs on me. Mind you, I didn't have any shoes on. I was asleep. Like, I was tired, ready to go home. It was Sunday. I forgot to tell y'all that. It was Sunday and I had school the next day, and it was finals week. Then after finals week was graduation week. Yes. And I thought, oh my god, I'm not gonna graduate. And I get in the car, and this is when it hits me. I'm like, I am going to jail. This is not right. This is not right. This is not right. I'm like, what is everybody gonna say? They're gonna take my mugshot. I'm gonna be in the jail report. So I'm like, oh my god, like, what's gonna happen? Like, am I gonna make it to class tomorrow? Because that's all I'm thinking about. Like, I'm like, I got a final. I graduate next week. I get in the police car, and I just start crying. Well, my cousin, really, I'm gonna call him my cousin. He's not really my cousin, but he's my cousin, okay? you know how you got them people that you like kind of grew up with, so you just call them family. So he like used to this. He done got arrested before, probably like, I don't know how many times he got arrested, but he used to it. So he's sitting like next to me, and I'm like, we both in the back seat with our hands behind our back, like so I start crying. But I'm laughing while I'm crying, like what? I couldn't believe it. He's looking at me like, everything's gonna be okay, Erica. Like, don't cry and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to jail. Jail. You've been here before. I've never been in the back of a police car on the way to jail. We in back of the police car, and we just leave it, and my brother is like still at the scene. He's still there. He like stuck. Like, what do I do? Because he couldn't drive it because, you know, he didn't have a license. On the way to jail, we in the car, and I'm just like thinking like what is happening? Like, I'm scared. Like I don't know what's gonna happen. They gonna take my booty. You know all the bad stories you hear about jail. It's not that bad, honestly. You know, well, I was only in there for 8 hours, but it wasn't that bad. We get to the holding cell, really. So they like, I gotta take my hair. I had a bun, by the way, so I had to take my bun out and let my hair just hang. Like, my hair was just hanging. You know how your hair look when you take it out of like a bun. Sorry. My hair was bad though, just know that. I had to take all my earrings. I had just got my earrings pierced. Like, my shoes were in the car, and they didn't let me put any shoes on, so I was walking around with socks on. And I had on this little like jean, like it was like a dress or whatever. We get in there and they do all that. They gotta get my information and stuff, ask my age and all this, all my, you know, get my ID, social security number or whatever, so I can get booked. They take me in the holding cell. When I tell you, this was the most boring experience of my life. Like, it was so cold, it was quiet, lonely, it was boring. Did I go to sleep? I don't know. I think I went to sleep for like an hour or whatever. Like, I'm just waiting here. Like, how long am I gonna be here? Like, I don't know if my parents knew at this point, but yeah, I had been sitting there for like hours. I didn't even know what time it was, but I just know I had school the next day. So basically it was Monday because I got arrested at like 2 a.m. I'm just sitting there thinking about life, like, what am I gonna do? Like, what if I don't graduate? It was just a lot going through my head. Like, it's in the holding cell, you just alone. Like, but it was some other people in there. It was with each other in the same holding cell. I don't know. They had on the orange suits already. I still had my regular clothes on, so I ain't get to that part yet. I have been sitting there for like 5 hours, so they like called me out and they like, okay, but they put me in handcuffs again, and then it was other people. So it was me and like, let's see, probably about 5 or 6 other people, and we all got transferred to the other jail in another county because I had got arrested in a county that wasn't my county. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna put it out there, but I got arrested in another county, so they had to move me back to the county where I'm from. I get to the jail, and I get to the other jail. First of all, let me just talk about the ride there. I'm sitting with a bunch of other people who have actually done crime. But what was my crime? You know, like, I'm innocent here. They put handcuffs on our feet. Well, ankle cuffs, I don't fucking know. And they put them on our hands, and I'm like, I'm really in here like a prisoner. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I'm innocent. I'm not innocent. We get to the other county. Now it's time for them to take my mugshot, get our wristbands or whatever. So, oh, I forgot to tell y'all. When they made me take my ponytail out, I braided my hair because I was like, y'all ain't finna catch me down bad in my mugshot. So I started braiding my hair like down in 2 braids. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. So it was me, and it was another girl on the side of me, and it was a lady. The girl, she was like, she was about 21, and the lady looked like she was about 30 something. And she was in there for stealing the iPad. The lady, and the girl was in there for like fighting her boyfriend or something. It was some crazy shit, I don't know. Okay, we getting our wristbands and stuff, and they're like, okay, it's like a color that comes on the wristband. So it was like a blue one and a red one, I believe. I heard them talking to each other. And it was like, oh, I heard if you get a red wristband, that means you got a felony. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I get a red wristband? And then she was like, the blue one is like a misdemeanor. I don't know, something. Like, they call my name. They're like, okay, Erika. So I'm like, okay, it's time to take my picture. And I'm like, okay, do not smile because you don't want to look like a crazy person. I was trying so hard not to smile. I try to look as serious as possible. They take my picture and they're like, okay, come over here. We got to get your wristband or whatever. So they put the wristband on my wrist and it was red. It was red, y'all. So I'm like, oh my God. I am a felon. I'll start, like, my whole life will just start going through my head. I'm like, I gotta go to college. I gotta graduate. I gotta get a job. I'm not gonna be able to do none of that. So I start, like, I'm holding my tears in because I don't want to look like no pussy, you know. My throat hurting because I'm trying not to cry. I'm like, I have a felony. I'm a felon. That's what's going through my head. I go sit down and I'm like, I guess I'll work in a McDonald's or something. I started thinking of like alternative options or whatever that I could do instead of, you know, actually, you know, having a professional career or something. I don't know. So I'm just like over it. I'm like, my life is done. That's when I started thinking, all over a freaking ticket that I didn't pay for. They say, okay, everybody gets one phone call. Like, I'm like, I already know who I'm finna call. I'm finna call my mama. So I get to the phone, trying to hold my tears in because I want my mom to get scared. And I had not talked to anyone at this point, like nobody. Like, I hadn't talked to anybody in my family, and it had been like probably 7 hours by now, like that I had been in jail. So I get to the phone, I'm like, I put her phone number in, and I just like, hello, and then I heard my mom say hello, and I just immediately bust out crying. I'm like, so she's like, oh my God, baby, don't cry. So she started crying with me. Like, we just on the phone crying. She's like, it's okay, baby, your daddy coming to get you and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, everything gonna be okay, I guess. Don't believe this lady because she probably don't know what she's talking about the little felony thing. So I'm like, my daddy come to get me, like everything gonna be okay. I get off the phone and I just, they give me this little pink jail suit to put on. I wish I could show y'all what it looked like. It's so ugly. And they give me these ugly shoes because, you know, I ain't have no shoes on. So they gave me like some little flip-flops or whatever. And at this point, they're like, okay, so now we're gonna put you in a room, like, I guess another cell or whatever. And I was in there with a lady, and I don't know what the fuck she had going on. She looked like a crackhead. I'm sorry, lady, if you out there watching this and you remember me, I hope you're doing better. So I stayed in there for like another hour. They come get me and they're like, okay, you about to be released. So I'm like, oh my God, this is the best news I've ever gotten. Like, I'm like excited. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get out of here. Jail is the worst place, okay? I did say it wasn't that bad earlier, but I ain't mean that. It's the worst place ever. Don't ever go to jail. Like, do legal things, okay? My dad comes to get me.
Look alive, look alive. Well, it don't make no sense. What you got on?
I got some shorts on.
Where your shoes at? You ain't had no shoes on. You went there like a real. Oh my God, look at my baby. Don't you kill nobody else.
It was the best feeling ever when I got out. I was like, oh my God. So I get in the car with my dad, and I immediately think that I have an exam to take. So I'm like rushing. I'm like, okay, we need to get home so I can shower and then right to school. Cause it's like, ooh, what time is it? It's like around 11. Like, oh my God, I gotta get to school before school over with. And school ends at 2:30, and this is like the only day I could take this exam. I get home, get dressed, put on anything, like bumming, I don't care, because I gotta pass this class. And I run to my teacher, and I'm like, and this is my meanest teacher. Like, I just know she was gonna fail me if I didn't take that exam. I got arrested and all this, da, da, da. So she believes me. She was like, okay, you can take the exam. So I take it, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm graduating. Like, it was just a sense of relief. I made it, like, you know, just from going to thinking like everything is over, my life is over. That was the story of the time I went to jail. Hope you guys liked it. Make sure you like this video, comment on it, and subscribe. Tell me what you want to see next.